Hey, Kyle Hutto here with Blooming Earth Studios, giving you another tutorial. Today we're going to go over an introduction to After Effects. We're not going to really do much with it today. We're just going to go over the user interface and how you can get started using it. So let's go ahead and open up After Effects. Sometimes this pops up. It'll tell you you've got you have disk space, which is what allows your computer to do some calculations with the RAM. I don't really feel like bothering this. For the most part, it doesn't matter. You can always just clear up some space on your computer and it should disappear. But when you start off, usually you'll get this little screen right here, and it will allow you to either open up some recent projects or create a new composition. It'll give you some cool little tips. They're actually rather useful. But we're going to close this, and when we start off, we're going to be given this little space. We have our project folder here. This will give you all your objects within, whether it be video or smart objects, layers, whatever you want. You'll find them here. Down here we are looking at the layers editor, where you'll place everything, and over here is your composition viewer. So we're going to go over here, start off, going to file, and we're going to want to create a new project. It just makes everything cleaner for you. And once we have that, we're going to go over to composition, and we're going to create a new composition. Now up here, of course, we can always change our name. Let's name it tutorial. And when you come down here, you see there's a lot of options. We got custom presets, various different presets for TV, HD TV, web, whatever it is. For the moment, I'm going to leave it at 640 by 480. Keep it at square pixels. And we're going to look at the frame rate. Typically, you're going to want to either keep it at 23.96 if you're doing television, or 29.97 for web. Reason why we do this is in the US, television is from the 24 frames per second, web is at 30. This gives us a little buffer room. You can really do whatever you want. A few different areas, especially out in Europe and Australia, use 25 or whatnot. 60 is great for slow motion. In fact, I think The Hobbit was filmed at 60, but for right now we're going to leave it at 23.97. For the sake of this, I'm going to turn this down to 1 minute long. The way that this area works, the duration, is we've got right here, these are the frames, seconds, minute, and hours. So we're going to just leave it there, and we're going to press OK. You do that, you're going to get this area. This is now your composition canvas, and we've got our layer time ruler. So what we can do here is, why don't we go ahead and look at some of the tools. We've got our selection tool, which is pretty obvious what it does. It allows you to select things. Hand tool will allow you to pan around when you are zoomed in a little bit. Zoom tool will zoom. Rotation tool will allow you to rotate around. Camera tool we'll go over later. Pan behind allows you to move stuff around when you've got multiple layers. Now let's start off with this rectangle tool. Create a simple box. So as you can see here, I've now created a shape layer utilizing the rectangle box, and this will just sit here. There's various things we can do with it. When you open up the options underneath here, just got rectangle path, stroke. You can come down here to transform, and this way you can change the anchor point, which will allow you to rotate it from different positions. For instance, we've got, as you can see, it rotates about the center point. I'm going to change this back to the center. I'm going to Choose that back to 0. You can slide through the opacity, turn it on and off. And this is a great tool for animating, especially motion graphics. If you want to make an animation, you're always going to utilize keyframes. So let's just say, for the sake of this, we want we're going to animate the opacity. Click the little stopwatch, come over to another layer, and now, because this stopwatch has been clicked, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to drop the opacity down to 0. And I'm going to come over here to 10 seconds. I'm going to bring that up. Now, as you can see down here, we've got 3 keyframes. These are indicating that you've got 3 different selections for what's going on here. So I'm thinking 10 seconds is actually rather long, so I'm going to just grab it and slide it down. Now this whole thing's just at about 5 seconds. You know what? This entire composition's pretty long still, so we can come up here and grab the work area and slide this down. Now our entire composition's only going to be 10 seconds, and we don't need all this extra space. So I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to shrink our work area so I can see a little better what I'm doing. Now, if we come up here, we can press. Oh, whoops! Don't want to do that. It's there we go. So I can press spacebar, and we'll see how our animation goes. As you can see, it goes to 0 opacity to where we can't see, and then comes back. Now, there are a lot of different things that we can do with this. If we want, we can come up to our layers and create new texts, solids, lights. Text is pretty obvious. A solid is essentially just creates the entire screen, a solid color. It's often quite useful for creating just a plain layer that you might want to overlay or turn off and use. Well, we'll go over that another time. But there's many things you can do with a solid. You can create lights, which we'll get into again later. Camera, which will allow you to create a 3D space. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. So we've got a camera. You can choose among many different film apertures. 35 millimeters, pretty good. It's pretty standard. And now the camera will show up here. If you want to change the name of the camera, you can just select it, press enter, and now you can name it whatever you want. Now down here, if you want to keep things organized, you can select this little box and it'll allow you to change the color to whatever you want. Let's say I want my camera to be red. Now over here we can always see that the camera will be red. When you go through here, the mode will allow you to change to different styles that you can do. Overlay, soft light, hard light. They all do different things. The best way to figure them out is just to play around with them, see what it is they do with the various effects. Though I will go over some of them in a later tutorial. Let's see. Over here we can parent things. We can grab this pick whip and drag it to, let's say we got this, we want to parent it to the render cam. So we just drag it and connect it. But let's say we don't want to do that anymore. We can just come back here to none and change that up. If you come through here, you can always click on, let's say, the rotation. I'm gonna alt click it, and doing that opens up the expression editor. We can type in various expressions. I'm going to utilize the wiggle tool. It's very helpful. Let's see what that does. As you can see, when it scrolls, it makes it wiggle. I'll give a reason for the numbers later on, but it's just 2 numbers followed by a semicolon. And over here we've got our effects editor. You can go through all these different effects. That you can also come up here and pick them out. You need to have a layer selected in order to utilize them. You can search whatever you want. Let's say time code. Come up here, drag in. You can see we've got a little time code that will give us the time as we go along. Quite useful for the editing stages. And well, we got grids through the viewer. Change our resolution. Full is where I'm at right now. That later on you may want to knock it down to half or even lower. It just depends on how much RAM your computer has. It can definitely chug when you're doing some particle simulations. But yeah, so let's say that this is what we've got. We're happy with this. We can come up here to composition and we can add it to our render queue, which will take you over to this area. This is how you actually export your project. This is a tutorial, so I'm going to leave that as that name, but you can come here and rename it. You can change the file format depending on your computer. Over here is where you actually change the style. I like to use H.264. It'll give you an MP4, and it's a lossless type. It'll play on most things. It's pretty nice, and it'll keep down the data size. When you want to do that, you can just come over here, press render. As you can see, the bar will come across, and it'll make a nice little sound when it's finished. Probably didn't hear that because my computer's actually turned down the volume, but it makes a little ping. Come up here, press file. You can save your project, and well, that is a very rough introduction to After Effects. It's a great program. I think I'm going to call it here. Again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you have any questions or you have any requests for a tutorial, please just let me know. Write in the comments or go ahead and email me. Bye.